The just shall live by faith. I know that line, I've walked with it long enough to see what happens when we trade the giver for the gifts. So let's speak plainly. We bow to creation when the Creator is the only one worthy of the wait. We watched the sunrise and called the light divine, but never honored the one who lit the sky in the first place. We traced the mountains, felt the oceans, and said, "This is God enough," as if the masterpiece could replace the artist.
Why do we worship the works of His hands
and forget the hands themselves? Scripture says, the invisible things of Him are clearly seen by the things that are made, and that truth still stands with the ones who stop looking.
Why do we worship the works of His hands and forget the hands themselves? Why trade the glory of the living God for shadows on a shelf?
We called ourselves wise, but wisdom slipped right through us. We crowned our own reflections and wondered why the room grew dark. We shaped our gods from creatures, the crawling, the flying, and never saw the truth. We traded glory for something that couldn't breathe. The word says, they glorified Him not as God, neither were thankful. And that's where the fall begins, not in rebellion, but in forgetting who He is and who we are without Him.
Why do we worship the works of His hands and forget the hands themselves? Why carve our idols from the dust He breathed to life? Why worship creation and leave the Creator behind?
Let's be honest. The question isn't how did they fall, it's how often do we? Every time we chase the glow instead of the source. Every time we praise the gift and ignore the giver. Every time we forget that every beauty is borrowed. Turn our eyes back to the Maker, the one who spoke and stars obeyed. Let every wonder in creation point us back to His name. The just shall live by faith. And faith begins when we see Him clearly again.
Why do we worship the works of His hands
and forget the hands themselves?
Why trade the glory